Picturize this. A small village in Karnataka. Early morning mist. A farmer called Lakshman slowly walks through his mulberry garden. In his hand, he holds a cocoon. Soft, white, perfect. But today, something is different. Today, he does not drop into the boiling water. He just waits. His neighbor laughs at him. You will lose money, Lakshman. That cocoon is worthless if the moth breaks it. But Lakshman smiles. He whispers to the cocoon, go ahead, fly. And 3 days later, a small brown moth emerges, wings wet, trembling, alive. That moment, that's where the Karuna Silk revolution began. For centuries, silk has been made the same way. Silkworm spins a cocoon, drop it into the boiling water while the worm is still inside, extract one long unbroken thread. Simple, efficient, but deadly. Nobody questioned it. After all, it's a tradition. This is how silk is made. That's what we all studied. But here's what they didn't say. For every silk saree you wear, nearly 5,000 silkworms were killed. Not because they were pests, not because they were harmful, simply because their death made the process easier. Imagine that thousands of lives ended mistransformation just so the thread stays smooth. And the world called it luxury. Now back to Lakshman. One day his daughter asked him, Appa, why do we kill the silkworms? He pauses. He never really thought about it. That's how silk is made, Chellam. She looks at the cocoon in her hand. But Appa, what if we just waited? What if we let it become a butterfly? It's a moth, not a butterfly, he corrects her. Still, she says, what if we let it live? That night, Lakshman can't sleep. He thinks about his daughter's question. He thinks about the thousands of cocoons he boiled over the years. He thinks about the tiny lives inside it. And for the first time in his life, he feels something guilt. The next morning, Lakshman does something crazy. He takes 100 cocoons and instead of boiling them, he sets them aside. His wife thinks he's lost. His neighbors mock him, but he does not care. Days pass, one by one, moths emerge, clumsy, confused, beautiful. Then fly into the mulberry trees, and Lakshman watches them with tears in his eyes. But now, he's left with broken cocoons. Threads are too short, tangled, useless. His neighbor smirks. Told you, now what will you do? Lakshman does not know, but he refuses to go back. Then, one day a weaver from the nearby town visits. Her name is Revati. She looks at the broken cocoons and smiles. These are perfect, she says. Perfect for what? For Karuna Silk. Revati explains. You don't need unbroken threads to make silk. You just need patience. She shows Lakshman how to soften the cocoons gently, spin the shorter threads together, weave them into a fabric. The result, a textile that's thicker, warmer, and textured. It does not shine like the traditional silk, but it glows in a different way. It looks alive, Lakshman whispers. Because it is, Revati says. This silk didn't cost a single life, and that's when it hits him. This is not just silk, this is proof. Proof that beauty does not need to be cruel. Word spreads. Other farmers start trying this method. Weavers begin creating Karuna silk sarees, dupattas, shawls. At first, people are skeptical. Why would I buy imperfect silk? But then someone wears it to a wedding. Someone gives it to their mother. Someone posts about it online. And slowly, people start to understand. This is not about perfection. It's about conscience. It's about wearing something that does not carry the weight of violence. One woman writes to Lakshman, I wore your silk on my wedding day, and for the first time, I felt truly beautiful because I knew no one died for it. Lakshman reads the letter and cries. The word Karuna means compassion, but it's more than that. Karuna is the choice to pause, to ask, is there a kinder way? Karuna is a farmer who waits, the weaver who works with broken threads, the buyer who chooses ethics over elegance. Karuna Silk is not just a fabric, it's a movement, a quiet rebellion against cruelty, a gentle revolution in how we define beauty. The next time you buy silk, remember Lakshman, remember the moth that go to fly, and ask yourself, what kind of beauty do I want to wear? Choose Karuna, choose compassion, because the most elegant thing you will ever wear is kindness.